All right, so I'm here today and we're gonna talk about the complete guide to Ewa Beach, not only because it's a popular hit on the internet, but because I feel like I'm explaining this almost daily to new clients who are moving to Hawaii. So I've made 2 videos previously last year about what it's like to live in Ewa Beach, the pros and the cons and all the big facts you need to know about this city. But today I really want to give a comprehensive experience of what it's like to live and work in Ewa Beach, what it's like to commute here, to shop here, to dine here, the different sides. Ewa has a couple of different personalities, so I'm going to show you what those are like today too, and kind of just give you like a little tour guide. So join me today as we jump in. So if you're browsing on the internet and you're wondering what's the best neighborhood for you, this is going to be a super informative video. Let's dive in. Okay, so I wanted to start the old Ewa side because this is where the history is, right? This is where Ewa became, it was born, and there is 100-year history in this neighborhood and in this city, but a lot of people don't think about that today. They focus on the new Ewa and really where the more modern homes are, but we can't do an Ewa video without talking about the OG side, right? So right behind me, I wanted to start this video in front of Silva's. So Silva's is a local grocery store, and it's like one of those hole-in-the-wall gems that I even asked my husband, and I was like, are you sure you want me to put this on the internet? Like, I don't know if I want to give this away. But he said, yeah, you're going to support local businesses and drive more people to go try their stuff. So when it's open, normally it's closed this morning because we're here early. They have great shave ice. There isn't a lot of places in Ewa Beach where you can actually get good shave ice. Number 2, they have all the good local candies. Like we have the Gushers with the lihimoi sauce and the lemon peel and all of that good stuff. And then it's just a great like hole in the wall spot when you need milk and you don't want to drive all the way to Costco, or you just need that one grocery item. They have a good selection inside. And then they have mean plate lunches. So Auntie in here will serve it up. They've got a different menu that changes up pretty often, but then they have their staples too. So if you want that loco moco or you want whatever it is they have, musubis, it's a great pit stop. And then let's just remind ourselves, Ewa Beach is called Ewa Beach because it's a beach town. But a lot of the times when you're focused on the Ocean Point side, it doesn't feel like a beach town because it's suburbia. But over here, we're literally 2 blocks from the ocean. You can grab what you need. There's so many little beach accesses throughout these older homes, and it's just a cool spot, and definitely culturally, like it feels like old Hawaii in that sense. So you'll notice as we drive through this neighborhood, we've got new construction, which means they've knocked down an older home. It was probably a tear-down plantation home and they're rebuilding it. And then you've also got, like I said, original plantation homes that are well-maintained. Some are not. There's no HOA on this side. This is kind of like the Wild East, if we want to call it. And definitely in Ewa Beach, there's this sense of East versus West, the old versus new Ewa. And that's what I want to encompass in this video, is realizing you're not just getting like a one-size-fits-all Ewa Beach, you're getting multiple different pockets within. But it's all the same zip code. It's all 96706, and we're going to show you a good time. Okay, so we also have to mention the actual history that has happened in Ewa Beach, right? So this all used to be sugarcane fields, and I mean like nothing, like all ag land, you name it. And the people who are living here now, or were the original owners, are families of immigrants. And so my husband's family is one of those. His great-grandpa, no, just regular grandpa and his grandpa's twin actually came to Hawaii from the Philippines in the 1920s and then again in the 1940s, and then brought their families over here too, but it was for sugarcane. So like we said in the other videos, there used to be a sugarcane train that was over here, and none of this new construction existed. It was just land for as far as you could see. It really was just the wild, wild west in that sense when it came to the Ewa Plain. And it wasn't until the 1990s that we started to see this new construction boom. So that's kind of a big wrap. I definitely want to link below the 2 videos we've done previously because I deep dive more into the history about Campbell and Dillingham and the original sugarcane owners that were over here. But just know when you're moving to Ewa, you're getting a little bit of both worlds, and it's really good to understand and respect the past as you move in. All right, we've taken a 5-minute drive from where we were just at in the old Ewa, and we are now transported into the new Ewa, which is just directly across Fort Weaver, which is the main artery coming into Ewa Beach. So what's cool about this is it is exactly what it looks like. It's modern. It's what you're gonna see in the mainland with strip malls. Like this is the whole complex. That's the biggest shopping center in Ewa Beach, and it's called Laulani Villages. I almost want to say Launani. Laulani Villages. So we've got Ross, we've got City Mall, we've got Safeway, we've got Starbucks, we've got restaurants, I mean, this is really designed for Ocean Point. So like I said before, we've got all these little pocket neighborhoods. This is exactly what I mean, where we've transported and now everything's within 5 minutes away. Another key note, we do have airplanes. So airplanes are just part of life at Ewa Beach. And the reason for that is because when you look on the map, it is literally the direct flight path of most air traffic going into Honolulu Airport. It doesn't mean that it's obnoxious. It doesn't mean that you're gonna hear it all day and all night. But if you're inside and your windows are closed, you're gonna be fine, or you're just gonna get accustomed to it. It's just part of Ewa life. So that's just something you want to realize too. However, if you are someone with PTSD or you're triggered by those airplane noises, maybe Ewa isn't the right place for you. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about Ocean Point, right? So you're doing your Google search, you're looking on Zillow, and you're looking at homes, which, side note, by the way, please do not look on Zillow. It is not nearly as accurate as my website. So if you guys want to browse homes for sale, like send me a DM or an email and I will make sure you're set up on a proper search. But Ocean Point really was new and started developing in the 1990s. So everything that you're going to see on this side of Fort Weaver is going to be newer construction. It's going to feel like suburbia, and a couple of key differences between the old Ewa and the new Ewa, right? So number one, HOAs. It's just part of life in Ocean Point. Number two, you're going to have swimming pools, which is also part of that HOA. You are paying a fee and a maintenance and association fee to get access to community pools, which means rec centers, which means you're going to have just better overall community amenities. You're also going to have multiple playgrounds and parks, which old Ewa doesn't really have. Old Ewa is a hodgepodge of a plantation home, a 1960s home, a 1980s home, a 1990s home, different roof materials. You've got people parking on the front yard because there's just no HOA. Ocean Point, you've got all of that under control. A lot of Ocean Point has garages too, whereas a lot of old Ewa has open carports. So just old versus new, a lot of different things to compare. And then a big one, as you'll notice, just when you're coming into Fort Weaver on the way into Ewa, this is Golf Course City. So what I mean by that, I think there's 11 to 13 golf courses just within the city of Ewa Beach. So if you are retired or maybe you're just an avid golfer, this is the spot. You don't have to drive more than 5 minutes to get to a golf course, and you've got all ranges from low price up to high price. You've got Hawai'i Country Club, which is beautiful, exclusive, right by the lineup at Waikai. There's just so many things on Ocean Point side that is more activity friendly for sure. I want to say that. Another big point about Ocean Point is definitely the lineup at Waikai, which we've done a video about that. You guys really love that video. Just a grand tour of what this man-made wave is like, the restaurants, the amenities, the activities on the lagoon, which is One'ula Beach Park where we started this video. It's just a super great area. 600 new homes coming that side. And then if we're talking about Fort Weaver again, how we come in this main artery, right to the side of that is going to be North Park by Ewa Gentry, another new construction area. And then also encompassed in Ewa Beach is also Ho'opili, which is right on the border of Kapolei and Ewa Beach. And you've got 3 new rail stations within Ho'opili in itself. The closest one to Ocean Point is going to be Waipahu Station. And then really just remembering, like, this is all one city, right? So we've got this transition from old to newer to brand spanking new, and they're not slowing down anytime soon. So we're talking about new schools, new high schools, more shopping. We've got a Chick-fil-A coming in Kapolei, which is just right across the road from Ewa Beach. So there's so many exciting things coming on this new side, which is just a reminder that Kapolei, which neighbors Ewa Beach, is named the second city of Oahu, meaning Honolulu is the first city, Kapolei is the second. We're right there on the border, so that means you get all the access and the benefits of being close to Kapolei, which means Target, Costco, Walmart, the big box stores that you know and you love and you want convenience. You're gonna get it in Ewa Beach. All right, so now we're in Westlock Estates, which borders basically the whole Pearl Harbor Channel area, which is really cool. Again, when you look on the map, you'll notice we're right next to it. So for a lot of our clients who choose to live in Ewa Beach, the reason is because of commute, and you're getting the most bang for your buck. So fun fact, the median home price in Oahu is actually over $1 million, but in Ewa Beach, you can still get a single family home for $750. And even like under $800 is a really nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a 2-car garage, central AC. Like, it just doesn't happen in most other places of the island. But a big thing about living here is the commute, right? So we have to talk about that. Number one, yes, it's super convenient to all the military bases. Schofield is 20 minutes, straight shot up through Kinea. We've got Pearl Harbor right there, again, 30 minutes. Keeping in mind, there is traffic on Fort Weaver Road, which is the main artery going in and out of Ewa Beach. So that can add on an additional 15 minutes every now and then. And then going into just the Pearl Harbor Gate can be an additional 10 to 15 minutes during peak hours from like 6 to 8 a.m. I would say. We do have also Tripler Hospital. We've got all the other bases as well. But really for those commuters, this is definitely a commuter city, meaning if you are trying to go into Honolulu constantly, this is a great place to get more space, a larger lot, a bigger square footage home, and not have to pay those sticker shocker prices. Another big popular portion of Ewa Beach is condo and townhome life. And again, because of what you get for your money. So if you have a price point between $450 to $550, inventory is really limited. But out here, you can find a fairly decent home. It's gonna be a condo that's probably a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's not gonna have a garage, but you're gonna have more modern, more updated amenities. You're gonna have that HOA and all of that, but it keeps your budget low. Versus if you're trying to buy in Pearl City or anywhere in town for a condo, we're talking pretty much a shoebox and then a much higher HOA. So it could be $700, $800 a month in town side for HOA, but here in Ewa Beach, more likely to $450 to $600 a month. So let's kind of wrap up, I guess, just the real estate market, right? Because that's the whole point of this channel. I'm a real estate agent by trade. I've helped over 55 families buy or sell in the last 2.5 years. And that's why I create this, is to help educate you guys so that you really understand when we start to look for homes, what neighborhood you should be looking at. So fun fact, I pulled up these numbers last night. The May 2023 data showed that the Ewa Plain recorded the largest share of single-family home sales at 25.6% of the entire Oahu market, which was 67 sales, which is pretty impressive. And again, that just goes to show there's a lot of interest in this area. There's a lot of demand, and there's more inventory in this city versus other areas, okay? The other thing I found is that active inventory in the $700,000 to $899 price range is the largest increase in May, meaning they are still experiencing record equity despite the roller coaster of rates that we're seeing, despite, all the market changes that we're seeing in the economy. Ewa Beach is holding strong and homeowners are very grateful for it. The other thing was that while most active inventory increased in neighborhoods, the Leeward region marked the most significant uptick. So we had an average of 70 listings, which again, just more inventory coming on market versus anywhere else. I have clients right now looking in Makakilo, which is Upper Kapolei. They're looking in Mililani. There's just nothing for sale. Whereas when you come down to the Ewa Plain side, you're gonna see 30, 40 possible listings that we can go on showings for. And then another big thing, the June median sales price for single family homes just in Ewa Beach was $857,000. So that's a really good price point, like I said. Yes, there are homes at Ewa Beach for over $1 million, but if you can get one for less than $900, that is a win-win. And especially just pulling the comps, which just means we're looking at past sales, we're seeing that as a true number. This is not overinflated or sellers just being greedy. This is what homes are selling for. And so we're able to list competitively, get our seller top dollar, and make sure that it's a win-win for both the buyer and the seller. The condo price for June median sales was $650,000. And again, condos encompasses townhomes as well, which are going to be closer to that $725,000 mark. But if we're getting, $650,000 for a 1-car garage, that's a good price, believe it or not. As much as that sounds like a sticker shock when you're coming from the mainland, anything under $700,000 for a townhome is a win. And again, a condo, $500,000 to $600,000 is pretty average. I think the most fun fact that I found last night when I was doing my research on our MLS was that Ewa Beach has the highest number of rentals in history of this city. So it goes back 30 years. It was all historical high of 75 rentals in June 2023, 23% increase from June last year, and the highest before this was June of 2019 with 67 rental listings. So what does that tell me? It tells me a couple things. Number one, it's PCS season. And I'm gonna keep bringing up military over and over and over because it's such a big part of Hawaii real estate and just living in Hawaii. We have over 100,000 military members that are living here because they have orders and they're stationed here. And they're constantly rotating every single summer. Okay, so I see June, okay, it's time to go. Let's get this place listed. It also tells me, and I know this, that 83% of homeowners have a mortgage that starts with 2, 3, or 4%. So if I'm a homeowner and I need to leave the island, I'm gonna look at that mortgage and think, oh my God, I'm never gonna get that rate again, right? Which is common sense. It makes sense for a lot of people. I'm just gonna turn it into a rental and we're gonna run those numbers, make sure you can cash flow or at least break even, hire the property manager, make sure all of those numbers make sense so that you can PCS off island with ease. However, if you are someone that's like, I really want to sell, I don't feel comfortable leaving my home when I have to leave the island, or whatever reason it is, then we're going to run those numbers too and see, okay, what's our net profit going to be when you sell? Does it make sense? And we're going to cross compare. But it's encouraging to know that if you are a renter looking for a rental, there's a lot of options here too. And a lot really makes sense for those VAH rates. So if we're looking at 3,000 and below, you have a number of options in Ewa Beach because it just is easier on the wallet than other places on the island. So you have convenience, you have price point, You have desirability, high demand, really great investment with the record equity here. It just makes sense. So that's why when you're browsing and you're starting to in process to the island, you're gonna hear Ewa Beach over and over and over and over because it is just a really smart investment. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna have my video editors make sure they're dropping in a ton of B-roll from those other videos we've done, just so you really get a true sense of what it's like to drive through here, to shop through here, and what living is like. But I will see you guys next week. Every single Friday we drop a new video with more information about living in Hawaii. See ya.